What's up? This is the Hoppe and Super Rich Show. I'm Ryan Hoppe.
And I'm Ryan Stubridge.
Ryan, what's the number if they want to call and talk to us live on the air?
If you'd like to call, you can call 630-785-2510, 630-785-2510.
I'm at Hoppe Radio 893 if you want to tweet at us live. Ryan, we have so much to get into, but first, I want to tell the radio world about something asinine, something atrocious that happened to me about 2 days ago driving home from school.
Go for it.
So we live in good old, or we go to school in Lombard, so we get off at the good old Butterfield exit. And here's what happened. I'm going by the red light. You know how there's that red light right before you turn right to go on the highway?
Yeah.
And it took me 5 times to go through the red light. So I'm going,
oh, really?
is there a car crash? Is it just old people driving slow? Like, why is it taking so long to go through the red light?
Well, obviously there was a problem.
And I will get to that problem in a second. I go through the red light, and I go, wow, that took 9 minutes to go through a red light. What's going on? And as I turned to go onto the ramp, it took me 20 minutes from the ramp to get onto the highway. And I'm going, oh, geez, this must be a car crash, Ryan. Because when that happens, what's the first thing that comes to your mind? Whenever there's a big pile up like that on the highway, what's your thought? What's your reasoning?
I just assume there's like an accident, yeah.
Or maybe a truck flipped over or there's like a spillage on the highway. You would think something important happened. Or not important, but something that makes sense. So I'm driving on the highway, Ryan. I'm going 5 miles an hour. The rap music is pumping me up, and I just want to get home. I mean, it's been a long day at school. All I want to do is go home, relax.
Right.
It took me 55 minutes to go home. It was stop and go, stop and go, stop and go the whole damn way for about 5 miles. And Ryan, right when you're about to approach Army Trail Road, this is when it gets good. I see the overpass, and I see signs, and I go, I don't see those signs usually, and it says, impeach Obama, Obama bin Laden, Obama is evil,
Jeez.
Obama is a fascist, and all these awful things, and it had Obama with a swastika. And I realized the reason, Ryan, that traffic was at a halt, like the end of the road. The reason it took me 55 minutes instead of 20 minutes to get home was because of these anti-Obama protesters in the way.
Wow.
How utterly ridiculous is that? The reason it took me almost an hour, almost 60 minutes to get home is because people
What day was this?
Monday.
Monday, okay.
People are so immature that they have to prove a point on the highway. How about you go to downtown Chicago and prove your point in like Millennium Park or in front
Daily
of WG.
Plaza. I know in Daily Plaza they always have, stuff like that going on.
Exactly. How rude, how self-centered must you be that you are doing that in front of a highway exit? And you see it. You see all the cars going 5 miles per hour, and then you see once you go through, you start speeding up. Mm-hmm. How much of this awful person must you be if that's what you're doing during the day? Is you're protesting a president that's not going anywhere. I get that a lot of people want to impeach Obama because of everything that happened with Bergdahl, Obamacare. I'm not going to talk about politics on the show because I know diddly squat. But my point is, how about you go door to door and try and prove your point? How about you make a website or a cause or make YouTube videos or make a podcast any other way than holding up phony baloney signs on the highway? How immature is that, Ryan?
Yeah, well, it sucks because you and thousands of other people were trying to get home and they couldn't.
What if someone was late to a funeral or their work or their gig or their interview because of these imbeciles proving a point that's never going to happen? Obama will never get impeached. Never, ever.
So they were just popular. On the highway?
It was on the overpass, like the...
Okay, yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Ridiculous. It got me so mad, and it was just that moment when you go under the overpass and you go, that's what it was for? It wasn't a car crash? I never get mad at car crashes.
So it was backed up all the way from here and probably further.
Oh, yeah. That's the best part. I'm glad you brought this up.
So it was probably backed up south from here on the expressway on 355.
All the way from Arlington Park and beyond to Lombard. If you're not from this area, that's like 15 miles. Was backed up.
So it was both sides of the road.
It was like The Walking Dead. It was like the end of the road.
It probably started at the beginning of 53, too.
It was ridiculous.
It's crazy.
And then when I came back to school like an hour later because I left something here so I had to come here, Traffic was fine, so they must have got kicked out.
Well, you got lucky. The traffic was fine. Otherwise, you'd.
I know.
It's like, oh, I forgot. Like if you forgot your headphones or whatever, then you'd have to drive all the way back here, sit in that traffic,
Yeah.
and then come back.
I was looking.
I'm glad they were gone though.
Right when I got home, I was looking up the minutes on my like Google Maps app to see how long it would take to get home. 80 minutes to get to school. It's usually a 25-minute drive. Things were getting awful. And here's my second point to all these imbeciles. What are you doing? How dumb are us Americans that we drive 5 miles an hour slower on the highway to look at car crashes? I'm never that guy. Or to look at something that spilled over. I'll look for a second, and I'm trying to get somewhere. I don't know if that's because of my ADHD, Ryan, but when something
No, I'm like
happens,
that too. I got it.
I just want to go. I don't care. You see these people looking, like looking to the right. What's going on? It's not in my life. Mind your own business. Like, how dumb are us Americans that we held up traffic because of Obama protesters, but once you went past it?
Right. Well, I don't understand what people's like problem is. Like, there's no reason to protest it. Like, he's the president already.
And nothing's going to happen. What's going to happen? You
like
impeach him, and
like
he's
you
gone by
protesting
2016?
isn't going to do anything because he's going to finish out his term no matter what.
That's what I'm saying.
So he's finishing out his term, and then what? In 2016, we'll have a new president.
Yeah.
And they'll do the same stuff, and nobody cares, and that's that.
If this was 2010, Ryan, I would get it. Because you don't want to see him for another 4 more years. But he's going to be done in 2 years. He's pretty much done. He's become a celebrity almost. Like, who cares? God, politics is so nauseating. I don't know what side to be on. I'm just not there. I voted for Obama, but I feel like an imbecile now.
It's better to be on no side and just hear what you're supposed to hear, not what you want to hear.
Ryan, what would your reaction have been if you went through that overpass and just?
I would have been pissed because I have an extra half hour to get home from. Like, I have an extra half hour to get home then from you. So
it would have taken like 75 minutes then, because you just had on another 15, 20 minutes.
I'm really glad that we didn't have class Monday. I'm really glad I didn't come to school. But I was actually driving home from Wisconsin, so. Yeah.
I'm just. Why do people do that, Ryan? What's the number if they want to call and comment on it?
If you were in that traffic jam with Ryan and want to express your anger, call 630-785-2510, 630-785-2510.
Coming up, the Hoppe and Super Rich Show.
We will have some of the latest news in Super Rich News coming up. So, Ryan, what's up?
Well, a man says his apartment complex called his U.S. flag a threat to the Muslim community.
Of course they did.
That doesn't sound right. And there was a woman who is a reporter who was beaten and robbed in a popular neighborhood. I don't know if this is while she was doing a news report or she was just in the neighborhood, but yeah, that's not good either.
You can find out about that and more. And also, if you want to get the latest on the Edge, text on Edge to 33239 to become an Edge insider. Get the latest concert info, Edge music news, and more. So check out the Edge. TheEdgeOnAir.com.
Yes.
We will be right back on the Hoppe and Super Rich Show. Hang on.
The Hoppe and Super Rich Show.